Yeah. Feels like a breath of fresh air. Live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back again to the No Free Game podcast. I am your humbled, gracious host, King Solomon. If you haven't if you haven't yet, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the bell if you're watching on YouTube. If you're on Apple and all the other podcast shits, make sure you're downloading this. We appreciate the support. And I am here today with the only person Queen Elizabeth really knighted and didn't tell nobody. He went to go see Bob Marley the first time he ever performed, and Bob said, "Wow, you're the reason I want to do this."
I love it.
And Whitney Houston started cocaine because of this man. It is the Big G Show. Let's make a round of applause, my boy here.
Thank you. Sir.
Before we begin with our usual mental health check-in,
yes,
you look very festive.
Yes,
today.
Thank you.
Are we? I don't have the Law and Order sound. I really wish I did, but
this is all year. We could do this all year.
We're gonna. So today we do have Judge Big Jew Show with us to make sure that he keeps Law and Order.
We're holding court on you niggas. It's been a crazy fucking month already. What? It's the middle of the month. What is it? The 13th?
Bro, it's 2023 at this point.
Excuse me. Yes,
it's crazy. It's crazy how fast we got here, but. How are you, sir? How's your mental? How's everything been? I know privately we spoke. You got a lot of things going on, but
yes,
nonetheless, how are you, man? You look good. You look like you've been drinking your water.
I'm trying. I don't know. But I don't know how I am.
Okay.
Because it's been a crazy fucking month already. I'm like, Jesus, it's half of September. I'm ready for winter. I never thought I'd say this. I'm ready for winter already. I'm ready for the sun to go down at 4 o'clock so I don't have to see you niggas. I'm seeing you niggas
you know what though?
Too much in the
You know
light.
what though? It is funny.
I'm ready.
Because black folk do disappear once it hits fall winter.
Oh God. They run inside like roaches. And I'm ready for you niggas to hit him straight.
But to touch on what you said on saying you don't know, that's okay. I think it's okay to be in like weird mental spaces.
Yes,
and weird we're just like you don't really have your finger on where you are mentally, but you are aware that it's a little foggy.
Yeah.
I guess foggy is a good word. But it's okay. I think everybody goes through that.
It's like, how can I put it? It's like, okay, I'm here. It's not great.
Yep.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's like what is this feeling? This I'm trying to come up with a word as I think about it when I'm looking in the mirror, brushing my fucking teeth. It's like, okay, let me just keep going.
You know, and I think that's a feeling that not like we always hear about the extremes, right? Where someone's extremely happy or depressed.
Yes.
And then there's this middle gray area where it's like, I'm not depressed, but like I'm also not happy as shit. Like I'm kind of just
content.
Yeah, like things are just kind of there right now. And it's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. I just don't think people discuss it because it is hard to describe. It's not like I can just give you a word that it like will make it make sense.
Because you don't want, it's not like pity or sympathy because
No.
nothing's wrong. You right? Nothing's wrong. So I'm content.
Shout out to everybody that's content. Let's clap it up.
Thank you. How you been?
Yo, man. I'm good. As we discussed on the last episode, everybody knows I'm going to be getting married eventually.
Yes.
So, we've been checking out some venues. I will say in my next life, or hopefully in this one, I am going to purchase a wedding venue because these wedding places, because these wedding places are highway robbery. Like, I'm talking about places are charging like 80 racks just for the place.
Oh, God.
Not even with like the shit, like just to have the place.
Just to fucking show up.
And then like, and I obviously I'm talking on the high end, but even on like the low end, these venues are still charging like 30 racks. And like now we're talking about the low end like fitting in this room.
What's the low end like size?
Like size and like what they giving you is still like 25, 30 racks. It's bad.
It's only how long is because that's just the ceremony. You don't have not the ceremony,
the after party, I guess, or like the party part, yeah.
Because you're not having the. Well, I guess you're having the.
I mean, you can. So that's something I'm learning. You can do it at the venue. You can do it at the church. But yeah, it's. But nowadays they're just breaking your neck because so what they'll do is like, oh, for an extra like 3 racks, we can do a ceremony here.
Oh.
So it's not even like the ceremony is what's the pricey part. Like the ceremony's cheap.
Who the fuck does the priest?
Yeah, I get it. If you want to go to the religious route, sure.
Oh.
It could be some guy named Steve who they just hired because he was home that day.
Nigga, I could do it. What the fuck I'm saying? Like, so the 80 bands, what does that include?
So
that's college money.
So we went to one place, and this is no bullshit. They did quote us like 80 racks. And it came with like the venue. They offered like food and like for like the food in the beginning, then the ceremony, the food at the party, at the actual party part. I mean, so like all the shit that's involved.
Just food.
But like basically like food and liquor.
$80,000 worth
basically
of
food, liquor, and a venue. No cap. For food, liquor, and a venue is about 80 racks. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy.
DJ? Do you have
No, we're not even talking about DJ. I didn't even touch like the DJ, the photographer, the videographer.
Not the actual
I didn't even
fun.
No, I didn't even touch the fun yet. I'm talking about just they charge you 80 racks for you to show up. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad out here. So, just a heads up to anybody trying to get married anytime soon, don't. So first things first, we're gonna start this off, unfortunately, with a little bit of a very solemn note. Rest in peace to PNB Rock. For those of you who don't know, we're recording this on a Tuesday. On Monday, he was murdered in LA on a botched robbery attempt at Roscoe's, at all places, at a restaurant, broad day. There was a robbery attempt, and unfortunately it went wrong, and he lost his life. So first things first, definitely shouts out to him and his family.
Yeah.
I know his girl was with him that day too. So a lot of trauma.
Do you know the details? Did it happen like inside Roscoe's?
Yeah, inside Roscoe's. He was unfortunately, not just in today's time that we're in, there is a video, not of the actual shooting, but the aftermath. So unfortunately, you see PNB on the floor leaking.
Damn, I didn't see.
Yeah, it was very disturbing. You really don't need to see it, to be honest. We're going to touch that in a second. But
so young too, man. I don't think he was 30, was he?
I think he was like 31, something like that.
Still young.
But like, yo, what is going on with like the crime and artists in like these big cities like LA, Atlanta, New York,
like Houston,
like Pop Smoke got murdered in LA for a robbery attempt.
Yeah.
Now PNB, like
a lot of this shit is in daytime too. Like before, at least at a time before, I feel like it might have been a certain tier rapper. Not judging these niggas based off of like how big or famous.
No, but you're right though. You're right. And like these bigger names, who like
club shit.
And and PNB obviously is a well-known hip hop artist.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like PNB wasn't even somebody like you saw in the tabloids like that, or somebody you seen. That's always in a headline or something. Like he's
always in some. I know
pretty
he had
low key unless you heard his music. Like unless he dropping music for the most part.
And now I feel like it can be anybody, like on any tier for. I mean, it's always. I feel like it's either the same reason, some robbery that was botched, or social media beef or some shit. And what's scary to me is like this shit is. Like I said, broad day, like inside restaurants.
No, I agree.
Like
that to me too is the most concerning part.
I feel like it's no real I don't want to even say repercussions, because they go to jail to like.
You know what? It's the boldness of it. And I guess that's what's like the scariest thing is like people just not caring. Like you like the level of not care to just run up on somebody to rob them broad daylight in a restaurant. Not even on like
with his girl, bro.
With his like not even on some like I've always been look, if you're someone that's in that life and you get unfortunately you lose your life while in the trenches, at least there is a level of expectation.
As an artist or a gangster, now because I'm saying
honestly both, because it's some nowadays hard to even tell what's what, but just in general, right? Like if you're in that world and you get murdered in that world, at least there is you kind of know going into that world, like, all right, there's a chance I could lose my life. Yeah. Right? It's a whole nother ball game when you're just at a restaurant trying to get some food and motherfuckers are running up on you to rob you. And mind you, P&B came out the struggle. Anybody that's from the Philly area, shout out to all my Philly people, that a lot of them have met P&B, knew him personally on his rise, and he came from way worse environments. So the most tragic part to me is you survive that with no money, no real resources, all these things that you lack. You then gain all of this. You gain the freedom, the financial freedom to do what you want, to travel to back and forth to LA, these different areas.
It's so heartbreaking.
And you're almost at more at a risk.
Okay, can I ask you a question too? What is the chance that a lot of this is the reap what you sow? The theory, because now I'm not saying death, being murdered, or any of this is deserving through your art, because at the end of the day, this is how they're going about it. Their profession. This is their job. This is a career now. This is their livelihood. How they feed their family. But if some of these niggas are still in that world, like you say, I don't know what they're doing outside of the cameras being on. Now, I do feel like a lot of this is niggas was probably just posted up. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, and they got like you out and about. You got $100 worth of jewelry. That doesn't king. How does that sit? Like that is a disconnect to me in my brain. If you know you're already a target just because niggas don't fuck with you being up. And these niggas talk about being up. Like, why wear $100,000?
So I feel you, right? I feel you, but I also feel like what I'm wearing shouldn't make you feel like you have to take it from me. Like, I think we're reaching a very, very scary tipping point in society where people feel because they see you doing well that they have to take it from you. Yes. And now we can definitely discuss, should artists or should anybody of high status really be flossing that much on an everyday basis? Sure. But I think the deeper point is, where have we gotten to that me wearing 3 chains makes you feel so emboldened that you got to rob me broad day and then kill me.
Murder me, yeah.
And then not only take the shit, then kill me. And that to me is the scariest part, because that really can be anybody.
Like, it is, and that's what I'm saying. Before it was like, all right, when you heard about it, it was not that he's not a big, social media, internet changed that. That's completely perspective. But now it's so across the board. And another thing that's so frightening, like you said, it's not even a question in any other genre of music.
Rock
stars ain't out here. Like, niggas ain't popping Aerosmith.
And again, this is what drives me nuts, right? So even just to touch on your point of, oh, well, artists wearing so-and-so. These rock stars are pulling up in, what, $200,000 cars also.
All the time.
Showing up in outfits costing 10 grand also.
All the
like
time.
it's not like hip hop is like this one when it comes to flossing and all this shit. Like, oh, the black folk again. Like, that's not true. If you look at every genre of music, all the from country to Luke Bryan to Aerosmith to whoever, right? Like all these wealthy artists and musicians are using their wealth to their advantage and doing all these things that honestly they've earned, right? So it's so frustrating, honestly. It's frustrating that really it's only hip hop artists that are dealing with this. And it's hip hop artists dealing with it from our own people. And that again is the disturbing part. And I do think on a side note, like COVID and all that shit going on definitely plays a part because, people are just poorer overall. Like the gap between people who got money, and I'm not talking about have money as in like
okay, how the economy changed.
Yeah, like the wealth gap is just so ridiculous. I do think that is a major part of the rise and all this. But it's like, damn, bro, like even if you wanted to take bro's chain, you had to kill him. Like it's that aspect of it that's really just like, I guess, shook me about the whole shit.
I think just the desensitivity.
Yeah, bro, like you taking a life.
Yeah, everything because. So I feel like it's just a perfect storm for everything. Because like you said, basically we're delving deeper in the recession. People have just been on their phones now. So what is that doing to the psyche? And then you're seeing because of instant gratification, you're seeing everything on command. You just press buttons. So I don't even think to a certain point, people have that connection with, okay, I'm going to kill this motherfucker. You just... you killed somebody's son, somebody's husband or boyfriend, father, employer. It's, that is gone. Because because we're desensitized, because it's happening. You're just seeing it. See, like now the motherfucking Walmart, I just found out about that shit a couple days ago. Nigga was walking around.
Oh, the dude in Memphis.
I was like, wait, what?
He just walked around murdering people on live stream.
I couldn't even.
On a live
path, bro. I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like he was walking around on live? He was like, it was Facebook or IG?
Facebook.
I was like, wait, what do you mean?
Bro, he was just walking up to people. And I think
people died?
I think there was one video. Yeah, 3 people dead, I think. Or 6 people, something like that. And I saw one of the clips where the dude was like, this real life GTA, like popped him. Oh, and it's like, like I'm really like this. He said something like that, and it popped him.
Random people,
just random people. Like this is what I'm like, bro.
Young dude.
Like it is young dude. Like I just can't understand. Like, and that's the thing I guess is the most concerning. I just can't. Usually in any type of scenario, I try to put myself into just like where somebody could have gone wrong. But it's like I don't like everybody gonna say mental health. Man, I'm not trying to hit that shit no more. Everybody got problems. I understand there's levels. Yeah. There are deeper levels than others. I understand that. But like, no level of mental health to maybe to understand why you decided to just take random people's lives on a Saturday afternoon.
He can't be sane. Right? I mean, I don't know. We never seen this shit before.
It's just, man, it's just sad. It's just super duper sad. Just so actually, with this being said, right? Do you feel there needs to be outside forces to help protect these major artists that are breadwinners? So for example, like a PNB, right? Just because obviously it just happened. Or let's even take like a Young Dolph,
okay,
right? Head of a label, helping circulate all this money, not only through him and his family, but his label, the people that he signed under him.
He's doing a lot for the city.
So like he's a head person, right? Is it on his team, his label, himself? Who is it? Whose job is it to protect him? Right? So
how do you mean?
So like the president. The president doesn't go nowhere without fucking 150 million armed guards. Why? Because he's the head of all this shit.
Yeah.
Right? The CEO of JP Morgan, he most likely not going many places openly without some type of security. Even the Drakes, the Nickies, the Jay-Z's, they mostly not going nowhere without security.
See, that's
so like, is it on the artist to make sure you always have security? Is it the label to make sure that their major acts always have some type of security? Is it the family, your friends and family, your team, the people close to you, always making sure that they with you or around you to protect you from certain shit? Like, or is it none of the above? Is it just shit happens?
See, those niggas, like the head of, like the CEOs of JP Morgan, they not doing gangster rap.
No, I know.
So it's like, see, when you do that, because I know. No.
So, okay, go ahead.
I'm holding court. We might gotta hit the AC. I think I can't. That shit in the nigga face. Okay, I'm holding. I'm sweating. I got the wig on. The shit. I'm old now and shit. Let me move. I can turn it down. You mind if I just turn? Let me just turn it. I don't know how. I want to keep the robe on.
Nah, go crazy, brother. Go crazy.
All right.
Yeah, if you watching this, you're gonna see my boy get up real quick.
Get up. You're gonna see the robe and shit. Give me 2 seconds, America.
But yeah, just to kind of go off of what we're saying, and like I just feel like, especially when you're that high up, and I know you mentioned, well, they do certain types of music or whatever the case is, but I mean, I can even bring up an example of this couple. I think it was like this Asian couple or Chinese couple that they may have been in Atlanta or LA. I'm not 1,000% sure, but this Asian couple was also robbed in broad daylight. I think it may have been LA, but they were robbed in broad daylight as well, and they don't do gangster rap.
No, okay, the Asian couple. Back to that.
Now you look a pilot.
We holding court, nigga. Okay, so back to the Asian couple. It was just random.
Yeah,
because when
I don't know. I don't know. I guess it could have been that random because it was it was in LA. It was like a Rodeo. Like, well, LA right now is hot boy central.
Okay, I'm gonna separate the LA shit because this shit's some motherfucking Kurt Russell, Future.
It's GTA. It's real life GTA.
And then the fact that it's happening, all right, I'm gonna separate that. So back to the question with like the artist, everything, because this how I'm thinking, playing devil's advocate. I'm holding court on you niggas. If I'm the judge and they ask me these questions, because when even Dolph, like, he does a lot for the community. Like I said, business owner, he employs people, he does, I guess, a philanthropist, does shit out there. But then, okay, cool. But then when you go now, like I said, the music and what it's about, and I get it, it's artistry. Don't have to take it for what it is. Most people aren't smart, though. Then you got jealous people. So when you're putting yourself in this world, and like I said, I don't know how these niggas are conducting themselves outside of the camera in their day-to-day life. Nobody should be murdered, but it's kind of hard now when you're asking people to protect you when you're also talking about bringing harm to other people. It's different if it's motherfucking Arnold Schwarzenegger doing Terminator. After the movie's done, the nigga ain't walking around as a robot. The nigga ain't on the fucking motorcycle with the shot, he's shooting at the boys. But it's kind of hard to separate that when these niggas see the videos with the jewels and shit in the cars, and then they see that in real life. Now, not knowing the individual who wants to, use deadly force against these motherfuckers, what their intent is, because it's, like we said, who protects them? It's like, well, why doesn't Ed Sheeran need protection? Why does it? Because when we get to that, like, who's banging against Taylor Swift? So it's like, what? And also,
that's a fair critique.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's so, I'm just analyzing everything because I think the shit is wrong, period. But like, how do we get to the source to stop it? And then again, like,
yeah, but so what? We erase gangster rap?
No, because it's one thing. It's one thing if like these niggas are, because and all the niggas say like, get out your hood, this, that, and the third, da, 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 da. Okay, that's one thing. There's one thing like Dolph was killed in his own hood, supporting the cookie store, blah, blah, blah. But then it's one thing, like I said, like, now the LA shit got me scratching my head.
Like, LA's a war zone right now.
Yeah. And this could be like, you're not even in a terrible area. Like, what's his name got killed at the crib? Pop Smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. So
what the fuck?
I mean, it's like I said, it is definitely a fair critique, but I it's fair, but then it's not, because at the end of the day, this is all entertainment. So the same guy who robbed P&B is probably bumping Yo Gotti or
100%
or Future or Moneybagg Yo or who, like. So I have a hard time just saying, all right, because you're talking about these things, because your artistry mentions you shooting at somebody or you doing this or you doing that. I don't, because if that's the case, then Future should have been OD'd 20 years ago. All he talks about is drugs. Or Wayne should have OD'd 20 years ago. Or like, my point is ultimately, if we're going to accept artistry for artistry, then we can't hold it against the person. Because you can't do this thing where it's, all right, only in gangster rap are we going to hold, or only in gangster rap we're going to be like, well, hey, this nigga's talking about it, so don't be surprised it happens to him. Whereas when Taylor Swift talks about heartbreak over and over and over again, everyone's feeling bad, or everyone talks sad, or is upset if Taylor Swift is sad about something. Like, we can't have it both ways.
I think we're too intelligent, brothers. We understand the human psyche. So like, gangster rap, and then now as the nigga Sir Jules the Sahi,
the third,
Queen's that nigga, I'm in charge. It's gangster rap. But what about the gangsters who don't rap? I was once in a car with a nigga, I'm not sure if he out, but I was in a car with a nigga, and he was, he was explaining this story. And he was like, he was at a bar. He was a gangster, big dude, two big gangster. One niggas you see like, oh shit, I'm gonna go the other way, because he looked like he was some bullshit. And he was like, I was at a bar, I was talking to this a chick I knew from high school, whatever. She was a few years out of high school, mid-20s. It was my mid-20s. And he was like, yeah, whatever. I was talking to and I was like, oh, that's her man. Oh, I remember the nigga too. They talking. And then like, I guess I said something that her man ain't like. He said something to me. And I was like, oh, no, I ain't even mean it like that. Like, I know her. And then he kept going. And he was like, I asked him, you want some gangster shit? Or we not on no gangster shit? And then he proceeded. He said, all right, I got on some gangster shit. And he said, I knocked both them motherfuckers. I was like, you knocked both of them motherfuckers? He was like, yeah. He said, because niggas fail to realize when you get on some gangster shit, now you want some gangster shit. And I think that's the whole platform of the argument of these people who are making the decisions, not the artists, not even the police, because now when you say who's to protect them, I'm kind of thinking, well, that's what the police is for. But then, you go to track 13, verse 2, a minute and 12 seconds saying, fuck the cops, they like the ops. It's like, I'm saying, as a nigga now, holding court, it's like when you put all of this in the blender, it's like, oh shit, we got some shit. And I think that's why it's the Wild West, because gangster rap. But what about the gangsters who don't rap? That's all I'm saying.
No, that's a fair point.
That's all. Because some niggas, like you said, like it's crazy. He had Roscoe's with his lady. Trying to get chicken. He got $50, $60 jewels. All right. But the nigga outside don't want those Roscoe chicken wings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck that you with your lady. His lady mad. Rent due.
And like I said, that is the scariest part is yeah, people now
man.
more than ever are willing to risk it all for that opportunity to see what they see on social media.
It's crazy because it's really just social media too. And then the thing after that, King, I'm not really no robbing ass nigga who did this shit. Like I don't do that shit. But like, isn't all of that shit like do you take it to a pawn shop?
I don't even know how.
Do?
I don't know. See, we getting too left. We're gonna leave this alone. We want to be giving away too much good information. But speaking of that,
is a bitch.
we're gonna have a moment of silence here for Queen Elizabeth.
Really?
Well, actually, I'm happy you said really. Do you give a flying fuck?
No. I thought when I seen it, King, I get it. I'll probably get some slack for this. One, I ain't British.
Word though. Word, cause I'm sure British people heard Trump died or Biden died or hell, even Obama, maybe Obama, but like Bush died. I don't think they really care.
But why would you care? It's like the principal of another school.
No, fair. So actually, this then leads me to the conversations that I seen on social media, specifically Twitter, about this, and just the mixed reactions about her death. I saw some people like, "All hail the Queen."
In our country?
Oh yeah.
The
Americans. I seen Americans saying "All hail the Queen." I also see Americans saying "Fuck the Queen." She done this to black folk. Like I've seen so many mixed things, and then like the first thing I thought of was like, damn, I know that many people on my timeline. I give a fuck about the Queen.
About the Queen. I thought she was like, dead. I swear to God, I thought she was dead already.
And then I thought, like, is it just like the social media thing to do?
Yes.
Where just something happens, so you have to comment on it. Or you feel obligated to comment on it. When really, you know damn well, like all the people trying to give down histories of what the Queen and England have done to African nations and things like that. And I'm looking at these niggas like, who you heard that from? Wikipedia?
Yes.
Who? Muhammad from down the block told you? And that's not even to say that these things aren't true. It's all I'm questioning is the source. Because you niggas don't know your ABCs.
Yeah.
So who told you all this English history about the Queen, but you can't tell me what happened in the US in 1970?
And why you wait till she died to care?
So, and why did you wait till she died to write this 10-tweet paragraph about how terrible she is?
Y'all niggas watch Game of Thrones. You know what the fuck was cracking. King, that's the thing. Like, when, all right, she dead. My nigga, what? Like, huh? First off, she was old as hell. I thought she been dead. I swear to God, my nigga, like the Queen, I'm like, yeah, she been dead. My nigga just fuck. She was on her fifth heart. Like,
yo, I actually heard on the radio this morning. I don't know why I was listening to the radio, but I heard on the radio this morning, they were like, yo, the dude who took over, the king, King Charles now.
He old.
Bro, he's 73. So, yo, PK, imagine being born. Imagine being born, being told one day you're going to be king. 73 years later. And think about it, right? So the Queen Elizabeth, what? She been queen since like what, the 50s?
Oh my God, forever.
The 40s? My man's only gonna last max maybe what, 20 years? Maybe, and that's if he has good health.
Maybe. That'd be crazy if he died because he said 73?
Yeah.
So he died at 96. That's another 23.
Yo, I think about it, like the average male living, I think in the world is like, what, 77, maybe to 80 around there.
Oh my God, the world or the country? Our country.
I think the world.
Oh man,
I think our country's not bad. I think our country's like probably in the 80s, but like.
Hell no.
I know the rest. Nah, I think our country's up there, but I know the rest of the world kind of fucked up. So that's why I'm just
rich.
gonna take a route. Yeah.
He just got 7 I seen 750 million or some shit like that.
I mean, he the king. Money don't mean shit when you the king.
No.
What the fuck? I'm the king.
Damn.
If I want, like, nigga, you the king. Like, you make the rules.
Do they? What do they do? What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? What do they do?
And this ultimately brings me back to my fucking point. We have no idea. So who the fuck are we to keep talking about some goddamn kings and queens and all this other shit?
My nigga, George Washington was president almost 300 years ago. Like, why? Like, the fact that we even tuning into the funeral is crazy. George Washington died almost 300 years ago. You niggas are liars. You're liars. You can't care.
But yeah, man, again, RIP to the Queen. Shout out to the people in England.
I am burning up.
I don't know how shit goes. Well, you in a whole fucking get
Oh my God, I don't know how they do that. That's why all you niggas get 100 years. These niggas be sweating their ass off. God damn.
So,
Fuck.
I wanted to bring this up with you today.
What's up?
It's about parenting. And as you are our local parent representative.
Okay.
Now that we've entered the age where a lot of our friends and people that we know are having kids, so prior to you having yours, right? Did you ever look? So I mean, you had your son how many years ago now? He's
6. He'll be 7. So I was 25.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Just turned 25. Yeah.
how many people around you do you think were having kids / had kids?
Oh man. It feels like a lot, but then I don't know. I honestly, if I think about it, I feel like not that many because I look around and most of the friends, our peers in our peer group, niggas are waited. Like, we're 30 and people might be having their first kid, or if they do, just one. So I feel like it's a group of that had it, like maybe Terrell.
You're gonna say names.
No names, we can't. Okay.
But yeah.
Just a handful.
Okay. So
Just a handful. And most people now.
but shout out to Terrell, though. Quick, that's his name already. Shout out to
I was going to name names. I don't want to incriminate anybody.
So the reason I asked, though, one thing that so now that I'm, going through the marriage shit, I'm obviously thinking about families and all that other shit. One thing that I do now is I watch other new parents and I pick and choose the things that I will not do and the things that I would like to do.
Okay.
Did you do that prior to having your son?
No. I didn't realize I had a kid till he was like 3.
So okay.
Right? Because everything happened so fast.
Would you have liked that?
Like, to prepare for it?
Or like, so, okay, let's propose a question this way.
Chance to prepare.
Let's do this question this way. So now that you only have one, let's say you were thinking about the second.
Yes.
And you are now seeing all of your peer groups starting to have their first. Are you now saying, okay, I'm not going to do what this nigga's doing. Or I'm not going to do what they're doing. Or I am going to do what they're doing. Like, do you see other people and take from them their parenting styles?
Not the styles, but little shit that they, it's not the style. Because I like to cater, for me, to my child's need, his individual need. Because every kid is different.
Word.
So little shit like, oh, okay, they do that tactic. And at each age, it changes.
Mm.
Or I see shit for, because 8 and 6. So for some of my friends that have kids that are like 1, 2 or whatever, I'm like, oh, that's dope. I would have did that. Or with my next child. But because the style, I think every parent should realize your child is different. And what may work for one kid may not work for the other kid. Just because, personality, behavior, you gotta just kind of pay attention to what type of person your kid is. And they'll grow up and then shit's gonna change, obviously, as he gets older. But like, It's crazy watching him at this age. Because it's like technology. That's another thing. Technology, parents, technology is playing a crazy fucking role in your child's life.
It has to.
That is the one that for any parent would say, monitor. Because I didn't realize this nigga could read as well as he could. I'm like, nigga, I'm asking, like, can you read? Because he could spell words like Terminator and Megalodon. And I'm like, what the?
Oh, wow.
But then struggles with Apple and Cat.
Oh, wow.
Word association, the shit that he's interested in, the what he's watching, what he's talking. So it's like, King, it's crazy.
So I find myself nowadays doing that a lot. Like, I will watch, one of my homies and like, oh, all right.
Take this off America.
I'll see one of my homies and be like, all right, like I see how they handle their son or daughter in this scenario. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Or, I know somebody who went through the phase of having their child sleep with them.
I hate that shit.
Bro, that's one of those things that I will not do it.
Did you do that with your parents? Did they allow that shit? My parents didn't allow that shit.
No, I think when I got a little bit older, like once I was established, like I always stayed in my own room. But once I got a little bit older, every once in a while, obviously my mom let me chill in the bed with them. But for the most part, I always like my mother, my dad made sure I stayed in my own room.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be probably the exact same way in that regard. But I see a lot of new parents their first time around struggle with that and end up having either having the crib in the same room with them or
we did that. He had a room and we did that. But that is.
Do you regret it?
100%. Because there's no boundaries. It's no boundaries with this little evil motherfucker, yo. This nigga is just like, he walks in my room and it's his room. I can just be laying down, TV off or paused, whatever. Minding my business, reading on the phone. He just takes a remote and just starts doing this. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, watching TV. Huh? And like I said, he's 6, but they know how to work everything. He's like, how do you spell never mind. Megalodon. He's speaking. I'm like, yo. I swear to God. I'm like, yo, daddy's in his room. He said, okay. And just, so that I would tell parents, control boundaries. Control boundaries for your kids because it's a free-for-all.
That leads me to a really good next question. Do you and your lady differ in parenting styles? And does it ever cause conflict?
Sometimes, and we completely do. It's weird, because we're both lax. She's completely lax, but it's like she's kind of the disciplinary one. It's almost good cop, bad cop in a way, because he fears her in a way he doesn't fear daddy. Daddy's the fun. But
I kind of feel like that's a lot for boys, though.
It is. And for
boys specifically.
For boys, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Because if I be like, don't do that. All right, I got to call mommy. No matter. No. But I'm like, oh, this nigga don't respect me. But when it's certain shit that she doesn't understand, that's when I because it's a boy, I kind of step in and, all right, But I think for the most part, we have similar styles, but like she's just a lot more lax with shit.
So can you think of, obviously not being too intrusive, can you think of something like where y'all actually had an argument, but like the argument was on the parenting style of the situation?
Ooh.
So like, I don't know, like he broke something and one person wanted to handle it one way and the other person wanted to handle it another way.
Example. Good question, King. It was, what was it? Oh, he broke one of her bangles she was playing, that she had just got and he was playing with. And I walk in the kitchen. I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing in the corner? Yo, what you doing? He's like, nothing. I'm like,
oh, he did something. Okay.
Oh, shit, you did something. I'm like, give me that. Put something behind his back. It's a bangle and it's broken in half. I'm like, oh, mommy going. She's like, mommy going what? He's like, don't. And he's like, don't tell her. Don't tell her. I'm like, nah, I mean, you, what the fuck? So I give it to Jasmine, and she loses it. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know it was gonna go there. It's like my new bangle. What the fuck? I'm like, we replace it. Week later, he does something to mine, and I tell him, go to your room with her. And then, but she coddles him. Because he puts his head down and then goes to her. So I'm like, kind of allowing him to think that
I can do it to daddy, but I can't do it to mommy.
So my word isn't law.
Yeah.
I'm like, he has to understand that he just can't go to you every time I say he's in trouble. Because then as he gets older, he's going to think that he can get away with certain shit. Or when I tell him no, or whatever the case may be, then he goes to you and asks you. I'm like, you have to allow me to scold him like I allow you to scold, no matter how I feel. Because I'm like, then, or don't chastise me in front of him after I scolded him. That's what one of the conversations I had to.
I see what you mean. Yep.
Because then I'm like, what the fuck?
So that's funny. Obviously, I don't have a son, but I do have a dog. Dog that I've been raising. The dog that I've been raising since birth, basically. So one of the things that will happen is when my lady takes the dog with her to like her parents' house or whatever to chill, like if they're babysitting him or whatever, that little motherfucker do whatever he want.
At her parents' house.
At her parents' house. He do whatever he want. He be fucking running all around, fucking, sometimes he pissing and shitting in the house. Mind you, he don't do none of that shit in our house.
How old is he now?
Going on 2.
Still a baby.
Still a baby, but still. He fucking knows better. Or like, you know, he will expect to play all the time when people are working, or like, he just expects to get his way.
Yes.
So when I'm there, though, and the family knows this, I don't play that shit. So for prime example, over the weekend, we had a little family vacation. So I had joined the family late because I had work. So I couldn't go down until after like Friday or whatever. So that whole week, so what he'll do is if he hears something in the house or somebody else move, no matter what time, if he hears it, he has to go see what's going on. So he'll like run to the door and start crying because he's not, like he'll whine. Just whine. He does that generally. That's just the shit that he does. But just during this vacation, he was doing it like at 6 a.m. every morning because our moms get up really early. So every morning, she was waking up at 6 to go fucking play with him and whatever because he was up and crying. So when I touched down, none of this shit going on. So it happened, I touched down, little nigga wake up at 6, I open my eyes, I said, shut the fuck up, go back to bed. Little nigga looked at me, went back to bed. So the reason I tell this story is I already have a feeling we're going to have a similar debate. Because when she is upset with him and she wants to scold him, and then he comes to me, I say hi, she'll be like, you better not touch him and give him love. Now, when it's vice versa and I'm yelling at her, she's like, oh, why are you being so mean? I'm like, oh, let's how fucking be mean when he's being fucking bad.
Yeah, he's doing something.
Right? So it's funny that you and your lady had a similar situation with your son, because I have a very strong feeling I'm going to go through the same thing. And I've always wondered, because like now that I'm older, I try to think back to even to my childhood. And like, I'm sure there are a lot of arguments that were stemming from how one parent was dealing with me compared to the other parent would deal with me. So I wanted to tap into.
What was the disciplinary one?
My mom. My dad was never like, I think my dad may pop me once or twice my entire life.
I can count on one hand how many times my father actually hit me.
Like my mother used to tear my ass up all the time.
On the rag.
You feel me? So I don't even know if that will be the case for me, because my lady's not that type. Like she is very much a coddler. And she will only get mad if it's like something, like if it's something of hers that really, or like it has to be something very specific.
Yeah, if it's mine, it's a free for all. Nobody gives a fuck.
It has to be very, very specific.
I'm overreacting.
Whereas it's me, It's the principle for everything for me. Whether it's mine, hers, or whoever's, to me, it's the principle.
That's it.
You don't do it, not because it's you don't do it because you don't do it.
Just the principle. But when it's hers, it's World War III. You know, if it's my shit, the fucking it was like $10, $15. I was like, all right, we'll get another one or whatever. Like, she's like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, oh shit, I don't give a fuck. I was just like, oh shit, like chill. I was like, oh wow. And my shit is already more expensive. She's a little more practical. So it's my shit. Like, why are you doing that? I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then he turns around and looks back at her like,
he wildin' right, Mom.
Now he looking at me like, I'm like, oh shit. And then the nigga, I'm like, I got no control.
That's hilarious, though.
None,
That's
son. It's
so
crazy.
funny, bro.
She broke the, go to your, and I'm like, but we both don't hit him. We both don't. It's not like, I think now because I think.
That's my last question for you. So you guys are both against whippings?
Honestly, I'm only against them because the boys will be at the crib. And I can't do 12 years for disciplining my kid. If this was 20 years ago, I don't know if my mother will ever see light day again. So it's just way different times.
So
Way different times.
Me and my lady had a similar conversation. Like me and her spoke about this, and that was one thing that she was like, absolutely not happening. You're never touching our kid. Like, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. And so my response was like, all right, so what if you're yelling at the little nigga and the little nigga's like, fuck you, Mom?
Oh, God.
I said, I'm gonna tell you right now, punch him dead in his chest.
Yeah, I think that's what you're supposed to do.
Especially
if it's a boy.
And again, so yeah, obviously, girls, everything is different when dealing with girls.
Yeah.
So, but in my mind, it's like there's levels, right? Like, you know, what he did with your lady, right? I probably wouldn't have beat him either. Like, all right, you broke it, you fucked up, whatever. You're gonna get your punishment, but like, I don't feel the need to whatever. Yeah. Now, if I done told you 10 times, fucking stop jumping up down the couch, you're gonna break the TV. And then the 11th time you're jumping down, you broke the TV, I may have to punch you in your chest.
Yeah. I think that's because we're from that generation too.
And that's why I asked you, because again, I'm speaking from someone who doesn't have a child, right? So I'm positive my feelings, emotions, everything will change by then. So that's why I was curious from you, for someone who grew up in the same era as myself and pretty much had a similar parental upbringing / punishment style as I did. So I find it interesting for you to just be like for the most part, on a no hit basis as well.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really find the need. I might pop. I popped maybe once or twice, like.
So those don't count.
Yeah,
like a little pop on the head,
nah,
like something like that.
Nah,
you know?
and because I know what type of kid he is, what type of kid, like it's other tactics I can do without force. You know what I'm saying?
So you know his trigger points.
Yeah.
So you use more of the psychological aspect than the actual physically have to do anything.
You can take the right thing away. His world, that little nigga. That's his shit. And I'm like, yes. Like, I'm fucked. He go, I swear to God. No TV, no big. Oh, you take big YouTube. Tell me like, no Popeyes for a week. He'll go. And they go behind the door and shit. I'm like, oh, this little nigga Macaulay Culkin.
Yo, ain't it funny seeing kids react when they...
That shit. Sometimes I just fuck with him. He's just like, this is the worst day ever.
Especially when you got the smart kids. Especially when your kid's smart and his own good.
Funny.
He be doing like grown-up shit. It's like, yo, where you even learn the fucking behavior?
I said, where you learn this shit from? I remember my lady told him that she was going to take something or whatever. This little nigga grabbed his little rolly scooter. His little rolly book bag and shit. And a fucking toy, his Godzilla. It was like, I'm going in Nana's house. I dare you. I was like, I dare you. I play. You won't make it down the avenue. All right, fuck it. If you do, I will fucking...
I'll bring you myself if you make it down. Yo, that is priceless.
So some
bro.
shit I kind of play with.
That is
kind of
fucking
play
great.
with. I'm not gonna lie, but it's fun. I just say, parents, your kids gonna act like they're fucking humans. They're gonna do some off the wall shit.
Yeah. Word. Like
fuck.
Like, I mean, again, just look at yourself. You did this off the wall shit. We all did.
I'm still doing it. I'm wearing a fucking and I'm burning up. I am fucking burning up.
All right. Well, with that being said, before we go, officially get some claps. The NFL season has begun. For all you New Yorkers, the Jets are still terrible.
God.
The Giants somehow figured out a way to be good. Not good.
Have
the
they?
Giants figured out not to be the Jets. The New England Patriots are goddamn terrible. But before we go, again, everybody by now should know we love to do a good list.
Let's fucking go.
Only week 1 has passed. Nothing really has happened. Give me your Super Bowl picks.
Ooh. I'm biased, so number 1, Niners.
Ooh, wait, stop, pause the presses. Pause the presses.
God.
How do you feel about Trey Lance?
I have no fucking idea. This guy hasn't played like 3 years. Then we lose week 1 to the Bears. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. So
Okay.
week 4 come back.
Okay.
A month in come back.
We'll do some updates. Okay, so now your Super Bowl picks. So from the NFC, you got the 49ers. And AFC.
Wait, how many? 5?
No, just Super Bowl pick. Just your 2 Super Bowl players.
Oh.
Or teams, excuse me. 2 Super Bowl teams.
Oh. So, all right, so realistically, if that's the case, I'm taking the Niners out. Right now, the NFC, I still got to go with the Bucks.
Okay. Got the Bucks.
That's a really good defense in this Tom Brady. Fournette's playing good. And then the AFC? Chiefs?
Ooh.
I'm going to go with Chiefs, Bills. Sleeper? Early on, but Ravens. Those are my 3. Because I think Lamar has something to prove.
Ooh.
Shit ought to get off the pot.
Okay.
And I love Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen.
Yep. So, I mean, my AFC is going to be the Bills.
Yeah.
I just, honestly, I don't. The only way I see them lose is if they go to play against Patrick Mahomes. But even then,
That
defense looks meh. So we'll see. But I got the Bills. Now, my NFC team, going to surprise some people, the Minnesota Vikings.
You trust Kirk Cousins?
All I want to say is Kirk Cousins, since he got to the Vikings, has only played for a coach that hated his fucking guts. Mike Zimmer hated Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that was weird, though.
And Kirk Cousins still played all right.
He actually be balling.
So think about what he's going to do with a coach that likes him.
I still think Kirk Cousins shit.
That's all I'm going to say. Think about what Kirk Cousins can do with a coach that... I don't think Kirk Cousins, his whole career, has had a coach that liked him.
Nah, Kirk
Because
Cousins.
with the Washington shit, remember, RG3 was supposed to be the guy. He was that first year, then he got hurt.
Yeah.
Then they threw Kurt in, then they're like, they like RG3, do like Kirk. The owner like RG3, everybody else like Kirk. Then the coach got fired. The new guys, then Kirk's kind of ass. Sentenced to the Vikings.
He don't play
really like the
bad,
Vikings.
though.
The coach of the Vikings didn't like him. So all I'm saying is, first time in his career, he got a coach that likes him. He got one of the best offense in the league. Defense is better. So I got Bills, Vikings in my Super Bowl. And my boy Big Jew, or Judge Jew as we call him today, has the Bills and the 49ers, or did you want to go?
Nah. NFC was the fucking Bucks. I'm going to do the Bucks.
Bills versus Bucks.
And you can say Bills.
And ladies and gentlemen, that'll be it for another beautiful episode. Thank you all for joining. And again, if you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. Add some comments. Let us know how you feel. If you have any questions, topics, let us know. If you're listening on all the other podcast platforms, make sure you download, tune in. We out.